In this video, I'm breaking down 11 hidden facts about Debbie Harry while you enjoy some of her rare photos. Fact 1. The serial killer who picked her up. Early 1970s New York. Harry is hitchhiking across Manhattan. A white car circles the block 3 times. She's desperate. No cabs anywhere. She gets in. Immediately, she knows something is wrong. The interior is completely stripped. No door handles, no window cranks, ropes and tools in the back seat. The driver heads for the highway. She has 60 seconds to live or die. She reaches through the tiny window gap, fingers searching for the outside handle. The driver spins the wheel hard, trying to throw her back inside. She uses the momentum, flings the door open, hurls herself onto pavement. Car still moving. She hits the ground hard. A cab nearly crushes her. She runs. Years later, she's watching news coverage of serial killer arrests. She freezes. She recognizes him. Ted Bundy. The timeline matches his New York period. The white car matches. The stripped interior matches his method exactly. She never reported it, but she knows. She looked into the eyes of one of America's most notorious killers. And she survived because she trusted her instincts in one critical moment. Fact 2. The night that changed everything. May 12th, 1974. Harry and Chris Stein finish a gig at CBGB, walking home exhausted. They don't hear the footsteps behind them. At their apartment door, a man appears, knife in hand. Get inside. Now. He demands money, drugs. They have nothing. Just broke musicians scraping by. This enrages him. He separates them into different rooms, restrains them both, ransacks the apartment, piles up their guitars, their camera, rare equipment they saved for months to buy. Everything they need to escape this life. Now in a heap by the door. Then he commits a violent crime against Harry, orders her to clean up, disappears with their equipment. Decades later, Harry writes about that night. The stolen guitars damaged her more than the assault. Not because the crime didn't matter, because those instruments represented their entire future. Losing them meant staying trapped. Stein remembers it differently. Decades later, he still wants to kill the person. Not a good feeling. They never go to therapy, never report it. They just keep playing shows. That's 1970s New York. You survive. You don't look back. Fact 3, heisting the octoro's knee. That had shattered everything. Fact 3, the adoption secret that shattered everything. Age 3, Harry's parents tell her she's adopted. Even as a child, she understands. Someone didn't want you. The question haunts her for decades. Why? Her adoptive parents won't explain. Just that her birth mother was a concert pianist, Catherine Peters. Gave her up at 3 months. Adult Harry hires a detective. He finds Catherine, discovers the truth. Harry was conceived out of wedlock. The 1940s. Deeply shameful. The father was married. Multiple children. Catherine had been deceived. Pregnant. 2 choices. Destroy her reputation or disappear the problem. The detective arranges a meeting. Harry imagines reunion, explanation, reconciliation. The meeting is devastating. Catherine is elderly, cold, zero connection. The detective tries asking questions. Catherine cuts him off. Do not bother me again. Harry realizes the truth. Her birth mother closed that chapter 50 years ago. Zero interest in reopening it. Harry isn't her daughter. She's a successfully erased mistake. This second rejection explains everything. Her lifelong feeling of being an outsider, her relentless drive to prove she matters, her refusal to disappear when the industry demands it. She learned early that love isn't permanent, so she built an identity so iconic it couldn't be erased. Fact 4, fired from Playboy for being too trashy. Mid-1960s, Harry needs money desperately. Takes a job at the Playboy Club. Bunny ears, cottontail, corset. Serves drinks to men who treat her like furniture. Then management calls her in. You're fired. She's confused. No complaints. What's wrong? You look too cheap, too trashy, wrong image. The irony is devastating. Fired from a job based on objectifying women. For not being classy enough, Playboy sells sex. But upscale sex. Refined sex. Harry's peroxide hair and downtown edge don't fit their fantasy. She leaves humiliated, but rage burns inside. Years later, she forms Blondie, takes everything Playboy rejected. The cheap look, the trashy blonde aesthetic, the rough sexuality makes it her trademark. She leans into the cheapness, the gutter glamour, the punk sexuality that terrifies respectable people. The result? She becomes more iconic than any Playboy bunny. The aesthetic that got her fired becomes the blueprint for punk femininity. What Playboy rejected, an entire generation worshipped. She turned their insult into an empire. They wanted her gone. She made them irrelevant. Fact 5. The beautician who became a punk icon. Late 1960s. Harry approaches 30, ancient by music standards. Works at a Manhattan salon. 8 hours daily. Perms for wealthy women. Mixing color. Sweeping floors. She performs with bands at night. Nothing takes off. Friends are married with children. Parents push her to settle down. Find a real career. One day she realizes this might be it. Her entire life. Then she meets Chris Stein, weird guitarist. Kohl-rimmed eyes. He asks about starting a band. She says yes immediately. They form Blondie. The twist? Those hair years weren't wasted. Every technique she learned creating beauty, she applies to Blondie. How does shape a look? Use color. Transform perception. She knows exactly how to bleach hair to that specific platinum. Understands how makeup creates character. Studied what makes faces unforgettable. The beautician became the icon. Years making others beautiful taught her to make herself legendary. Fact 6. The stalker who inspired one way or another. Early 1970s. Harry breaks up with her boyfriend, works at a plant, drinks all night, doesn't accept it's over. Phone calls start every hour. Just breathing. Then he appears outside her door, watching. One night he breaks in, armed, threatens her, gets physical. She escapes. Stalking continues. Her bandmates are terrified, especially Chris Stein. The danger escalates. Harry abandons everything in New Jersey, flees to New York. Years later, Blondie Records parallel lines. Bassist brings a surf riff. Harry hears it. Words pour out. One way or another, I'm gonna find ya. She writes from his perspective. The stalker's obsession. Where following feels like love, but she makes it upbeat. Playful. Levity into trauma. Survival mechanism. The song becomes massive. Critics praise her demonic vocals. Nobody realizes they're dancing to her terror. Rolling Stone ranks it number 298 all time. The man who tried to destroy her. Raw material for success. Fact 7. The music video that changed everything. Heart of Glass dominates charts. Label wants a video. Standard approach? Film the band playing. Done. Harry refuses. She wants elaborate lighting, disco glam aesthetic, visual art. As important as the song. Label is skeptical. This costs money for what? Radio can't play videos. MTV doesn't exist. Won't launch for 2 years. Harry insists. They shoot it. Sheer dress. Colored lights. Expensive. Futuristic. Nobody knows what to do with it. Radio can't play it. Critics have no category. It circulates underground. Clubs project it. Late-night TV uses it as filler. Then MTV launches 1981. Suddenly, everyone needs music videos. Heart of Glass becomes the template. Proof that visuals matter as much as sound. Harry invented an entire industry before it existed. When you refuse rules, you write new ones. Fact 8. The addiction and illness that destroyed everything. Late 1970s, Blondie makes real money, headlining arenas, #1 hits. But Harry and Stein are using every night, chasing highs that make pressure disappear. Coping becomes something darker. Full-time occupation. They lose their house to unpaid taxes. Money evaporates. Then 1982, peak success. Stein collapses, wasting away, lesions everywhere, can't function. Doctors can't figure it out. Everyone assumes AIDS, early epidemic. Symptoms match, prognosis death. Harry watches him dying, refuses to leave. Months of misdiagnosis. Finally, they identify it. Pemphigus vulgaris, rare autoimmune disorder, treatable but requires constant care. Expensive medication, months hospitalized. Harry faces impossible choice. Solo career or Stein? She chooses Stein, cancels everything, spends 24/7 bedside, bankrupts herself. Her devotion saves his life, destroys Blondie. Band breaks up 1982. Height of fame. Solo career tanks. Loses everything. House, money, momentum. At 40, starts over from zero. Their romance ends, transforms into lifelong friendship built on surviving the unsurvivable. Fact 9. The bankruptcy and comeback nobody saw coming. Late 1980s. Harry is bankrupt. Every dollar from hits gone. Medical bills. Bad deals. She's in her 40s. Industry treats this like death for women. Magazines don't call back. Labels say she's dated. She takes anything. Terrible movies. Voiceover work. Rent money. One night working coat check, teenager doesn't recognize her. You look like that old singer. Blondie? Lowest point. Confused for herself. But something unexpected happens. Hip-hop producers discover old new wave. Rapture. First #1 with rap. Sampled everywhere. Rappers realize how ahead Blondie was. 1999 Blondie reforms. Everyone expects sad nostalgia, county fairs. Instead, comeback album debuts #3. Single Maria, #1 UK. At 54, Harry is cool again. Not retro. Contemporary. She didn't chase trends, just outlived them. Let a new generation discover authenticity. Best comeback? Refusing to disappear. Fact 10. The Andy Warhol connection they tried to erase. Mid-1970s, Harry at Warhol's factory. His legendary studio, he films her, includes her in projects, invites her to exclusive parties. She witnesses it up close. Exploitation disguised as art. People destroyed by proximity to fame. Warhol uses people. Raw material. Interesting until they're not, then discarded. Factory isn't creative space. It's a machine processing vulnerability into capital. Harry participates but stays ambivalent. When Warhol dies, 1987 galleries sanitize his legacy. Remove messiness, preserve only genius. Something else happens. Harry systematically written out. Exhibition after exhibition, book after book. Other factory girls included, not Harry. Why? She's too punk, too successful independently. Art establishment wants factory girls who needed Warhol, victims he destroyed, satellites orbiting his genius. Harry doesn't fit. She became bigger than Warhol, more influential, more lasting. Historians erase her because she complicates the story. Twist. Harry doesn't fight it, lets them erase her. She was always ambivalent about that scene anyway, saw it for what it was. Gilded cage. People sacrificing themselves for fame proximity. Being forgotten there isn't erasure, it's escape. Fact 11. The 70-year-old who refused to disappear. 2016. Harry turns 70 years old. In the music industry, this milestone means something very specific. Graceful retirement. Maybe a nostalgia tour playing casinos and state fairs. Becoming a heritage act. Someone younger generations respect but don't actually listen to. A name in the history books. Not a living artist making relevant work. This expectation is especially rigid for women. Society has clear rules about when women should disappear, accept irrelevance with dignity. Stop trying to be sexy. Stop trying to be cool. Stop competing with younger, prettier replacements. Fade into the background. Become a legend of the past tense, not the present. Harry does the exact opposite. She's still touring with Blondie, still performing to packed venues, still making new music, still dyeing her hair platinum blonde, still wearing the aesthetic she created 40 years ago. But here's what's different. She's not just repeating the past. Not doing a tribute show to her younger self. She's collaborating with contemporary artists, working with people who weren't even born when Heart of Glass topped the charts. She releases an album called Pollinator. Features current pop stars. Sia, Charlie XCX. Artist dominating the charts right now in 2016. Critics expect this to feel forced. Desperate. A legend clinging to relevance by borrowing credibility from younger artists. Everyone waits for the awkward mismatch. But it works, really works. The younger artists treat her as a peer. An equal, someone making relevant music right now in the present tense. Something even more unexpected happens. Younger female artists start citing Harry as major inspiration, but not for the 1970s. Not for Heart of Glass. They cite her for what she's doing now, for refusing to vanish, for proving women don't have expiration dates. That you can be 70 and still relevant. Still cool, still making art that matters. She becomes more influential in her 70s than her 40s when the industry wrote her off as washed up. Most radical thing a woman can do? Simply refuse to disappear when told to. Not by fighting, not by arguing, just by continuing to exist, create, matter, despite every expectation otherwise. Debbie Harry survived a serial killer, violent crimes, bankruptcy, and an industry that repeatedly told her to disappear. She turned every rejection into raw material for reinvention. If you like this video, you may also like other videos in our channel about beautiful ladies of yesteryear.